Are you ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Look no further than Factor. Factor offers chef-made gourmet meals that are dietitian approved and can be heated and enjoyed in just 2 minutes. Perfect for fueling your body and feeling great, no matter what life throws your way. Factor makes it easy to eat well and stick to your nutritional goals. Factor delivers fresh, fully prepared meals right to your doorstep, making it ideal for anyone with an active, busy lifestyle like my family. Are you looking to shed a few pounds? With Factor, you can lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto Meals. This is based on a randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto, although results will vary depending on individual diet and exercise. With 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, it's simple to find meals tailored to your specific goals. You can choose preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto, ensuring there's something for everyone. Factor helps me feel my best all day long, and it can help you too. Factor offers wholesome smoothies, delicious breakfasts, grab-and-go snacks, and so much more. Their variety makes it easy to stick to your nutrition goals without feeling deprived. Factor takes the stress out of meal planning and helps my family stay on track with our health goals, making healthy eating not just achievable, but enjoyable. Recently, I had Factor's mushroom chicken thighs and wild rice. Imagine tender, juicy chicken thighs, perfectly seared and sauteed to golden perfection. Factor's mushroom chicken thighs and wild rice dish brings together rich, earthy flavors that will satisfy your cravings and leave your taste buds dancing with delight. This gourmet meal features succulent chicken thighs paired with a savory mushroom sauce that's bursting with goodness. It's complemented by a hearty serving of fluffy wild rice, expertly seasoned to enhance the flavors of chicken. Each bite is a harmonious blend of textures, tender meat, creamy mushrooms, and wholesome grains. Ready in just 2 minutes, this dish is not only easy to prepare, but also nourishing, providing you with the fuel you need to tackle your day. Whether you're a busy professional, a parent on the go, or just someone who appreciates a home-cooked meal without the hassle, Factor guarantees convenience and taste. So why wait? Treat yourself to a culinary delight with Factor's mushroom chicken thighs and wild rice, the perfect balance of flavor, nutrition, and simplicity. Get started with factormeals.com and use code FACTORPODCAST to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's factormeals.com/factorpodcast.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to paint their door a vibrant shade of blue. Others have the need to decorate their bathroom with fish, anchors, and other nautical items. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Wednesday, February 19th.
19th. Almost over.
2025, right?
Yes.
Rolling with it. Years just flying by.
I know. We always say that, but it seems like it really is flying by.
It really is.
I know.
Feel my age.
What do you think about all of these airplane accidents?
Oh, man. I say they come in threes. Now it's up to like 5, right?
57s. I mean,
I know how it flips over on the tarmac, catches on fire, and everybody lives.
I know.
That's a miracle.
It is a miracle.
I don't know. But it's still, they say, safer to fly than driving a car.
I don't know. The only place you could probably get me in an airplane to go to right now is where? Where do you think?
Belize.
That's right.
Yeah. I can get you an airplane and go anywhere. You lying.
That's true.
You'd be lying. So, well, we got some big news coming about the next slide.
Huge.
And contracts, finalizing the date and everything. So we'll let y'all know. Believe me, you're going to have plenty of time to make plans, like several months.
Yes.
Out. So, but it's a blessing. It'll be a great time. And we'll let you know as soon as we can get it.
Yes.
Right?
It'll be the best one yet.
Of our
ever.
All right, let's get down some true crime time for Wednesday, hump day. Lay it on us.
All right, we're going to start off in New York.
New York or
New
New
York
City?
State.
New York State.
New York
right.
State
Right.
with a New Jersey teen has killed some
Nice.
people.
Nice.
Yes. So this is still like very much in the investigative process, but a teenager was arrested after 2 women were found brutally murdered in their New York apartment over the weekend. It's Spring Valley, New York. So the
Okay.
Spring Valley Police Department went to this apartment at 8:30 p.m. on Saturday, February 15th, to conduct, guess what? What do they always report to?
Welfare check.
That's right.
Yeah.
The apartment was on Gessner Drive in Spring Valley, and they found 2 women with significant head injuries.
Right.
At first, neighbors were stating that they heard gunshots. They thought a gun was involved.
Right.
But once the police saw the victims, they just said there were head injuries, and there's been no disclosure of what they feel like gave them the head injuries.
Well, neighbors say they heard gunshots.
But guns have been ruled out
Okay.
as the weapon of choice. So one of the women was pronounced dead at the scene. Both of the victims' names have not been given. The other woman was transported to Westchester Medical Center, and she succumbed to her injuries there. And then investigators determined that there was no ongoing threat to the public. This was just like a contained thing between these 3 people. And they confirmed that there was no firearms involved in the attack. But on Sunday, February 16th, they did arrest the 19-year-old male, Alan Abba, also known as Elena Abba, and he was charged with 1 count of first-degree murder. He is from Westwood, New Jersey, which is about 30 minutes away from the murder scene, and he's being held at Rockland County following an arraignment in front of Honorable Judge Sweet. And it's a multi-agency effort between the police department and the sheriff's department and then the attorney's office. But there's no other details at this moment, so it's something that I'll have to give an update on
Wow.
as it becomes available.
Well, there you have it, right?
Yeah.
Another joyous, not so joyous
Right.
event, right?
Right.
And what do?
I don't know.
New. Yeah, you know what? I knew you were just talking about Belize, and we love Belize. It's about the culture and anywhere in the Caribbean, basically. The
Right.
water and water time. And like our youngest, I think he was 6 the first time we brought him, and he was diving down 18 feet, picking up shells off the bottom, snorkeling, et cetera.
Yes.
Well, you know, this is the time of the year when the people from up north like to go down south.
Absolutely.
Because it's way too cold up there.
Yes,
Minus 27,
indeed.
et cetera. Well, this lady was from Canada. Her and her husband go down to Turks and Caicos, hang out, have a good time, drink some umbrella drinks, splash around on the water, all that good shit, right? Well, she's on the beach and she sees a shark. Because the water's crystal clear. And it's really shallow. The shark's in close. And she decides it would be a great idea.
Right.
Great memento if I can go take some pictures of it. And she went into the water and was going to take pictures of it. And
He decided.
the shark went into beast mode.
Mhm.
Sharks do what sharks do.
Yeah.
And he tore her up. In fact, he ate both her hands off. Hands off.
Because she's fighting, and so that's what he can get. Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe he didn't like he didn't want to be on Instagram or whatever, but when she was tried to take the picture, the 6-foot shark tore off her hands. Now she was 55 years old. She's my age. And she was snorkeling off the Providenciales, the main island in the archipelago, however you say it. And when she tried to engage with the animal from the shallows in an attempt to take the photographs, she was just a few yards offshore, probably like knee deep, and the shark jumps up and clamps its jaws down on both of her arms. Now, husband is sitting on the beach, and he's, I guess he's watching his wife's, like, she's like, "Oh, honey, let me watch this. I'm going to go take a picture of the shark." And he's sitting there and he's watching her. And then when the blood started flying, he gets freaked out and he hauls ass into the water like any good husband would. And the shark's not leaving. This motherfucker's not scared.
He's got
right?
blood now.
And so he's like trying to attack the shark, trying to get to leave. He's trying to scare her away.
Right.
And I don't know, but they haven't given up the victim's name yet. But she had to have one arm amputated below the wrist and the other one amputated halfway up her forearm.
I mean, she's lucky to be alive.
I know, right? And guess what? This on the same day in the Bahamas, which is not that far away from Turks and Caicos, 2 more American tourists were attacked by sharks.
Were they taking pictures?
I don't know.
I'm not trying to victim shame, but my goodness, I mean, those I don't know, but when you actively seek to go take pictures, I hate it. I hate it for her. I do too.
It's a horrible thing, but I mean, I guess you're from Canada. I have a whole lot of sharks in Canada, but you know what? There were a total of 88 shark attacks around the world last year.
Yeah.
24 of which were provoked by the humans.
Well, that's true.
That's according to the University of Florida's International Shark Attack File. I would say, which tracks the data.
The 88, they were all, no matter what, provoked by humans because you're in their home. You're there.
I guess so. I mean, they think you're a meal.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of us like surfers sitting on a surfboard waiting on the next wave and splashing their feet, and sharks think
we're not the apex animal of the ocean.
No, that is true. I think the only natural predator the sharks have are whales, and that's only in certain parts.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, I'm not victim shaming at all because I feel horrible.
I hate it for it, but I mean, that is.
But someone comes into my home, they're going to be shot. I know.
I get it. I mean, I would see them all the time and everything, but I never try to pet one.
No.
Even like the eagle sharks or whatever they are, the whale sharks is what they are. And they just sit on the bottom and they're huge. And I ain't trying to get close to them because he might decide to become a tiger shark or a jaw shark or whatever the kind of shark.
I know.
So, but she's alive. She's missing some limbs, and they still don't know what, I told you that, they don't know what kind of shark it is. I bet you it was like a hammerhead or something like that.
I'm thinking it's something that she probably thought was not dangerous, but I think every shark is dangerous. So bull sharks, I think, are those the really mean ones?
Yeah, they come all the way up into the fresh water here at Brackish.
Yeah, we had them at the canal.
But where's the crime in that? The crime is, I don't know.
I think I'm sorry.
I hate to see anybody losing limbs, but at least she's alive.
I kind of feel like the crime is if I came up to you and said, honey, I'm going to go take a picture of these sharks. I don't want to victim shame, but my goodness, you would have said, what the?
You didn't know I saw the shark and I was sending you mental messages saying, go take a picture of the shark. Go take a picture of the shark. No, just teasing.
Look at that pretty dolphin, Cyndi. It looks a little bit different.
No, I mean, imagine how big that 6-foot shark looks in 2 feet of water.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Sharks coming that close, they're feeding. They're chasing fish.
Absolutely.
So it was already hungry.
Yeah.
Maybe he was hangry.
Oh my gosh.
Give us another story. Give us a true crime story. But that was a beast mode.
That was a beast mode. So here's another. Someone starts, I guess you can kind of compare this story because I'm sure she was punching the shark. People say just punch it in the nose and it's going to,
If a shark bites me, I'm going to punch it in the nose if I have both of my arms. Yeah.
Right. So she was obviously fighting for her life. Well, This story is about a woman in Florida who was running from home to home fighting for her life. Okay. And it turned into a massacre and a Amber Alert as well.
Right.
So it's chilling actually to think about this because I can't imagine what this woman's last few moments were like.
I always wondered that about all my homicide victims.
Yeah.
Horrible.
So a Florida woman was killed along with 2 others in a shooting spree before her 4-year-old daughter was abducted. And she was running around her neighborhood pleading for help after she was shot. And her name was Mary Gingles, and she's 34. And the police basically called this, like I said, a complete massacre. This was carried out by her estranged husband, Nathan. And he's accused of briefly abducting their child, Seraphine, and she was 4 years old. And so that's where the Amber Alert came in.
Right.
Officers first discovered Mary's father, who was 64 years old, dead on, they call it slain. So imagine that, on the back patio of their Tamarack, Florida residence after responding to reports of a shooting around 6 a.m. on Sunday, February 16th.
It's a little early.
I mean, that's a little early to start
slaying people.
Right. They then learned that Seraphine was missing from the residence, and neighbors reported that they saw Nathan there, and they issued an Amber Alert.
Well, didn't neighbors saw her
and yes,
through the
at the same
neighborhood?
time, right. She was shot, but so obviously everybody knew what was going on. And just a few hours later, they called off the Amber Alert, and they found Seraphine safe.
Well, that's good.
But Mary was also missing at the time. So, of course, she's running around asking for help, and nobody's giving her help. But then they find her at a neighbor's house. And the neighbor was Andrew Farron, and he was 36. He was also killed. So they're both found dead.
So the guy was trailing her. She's running from house to house. And probably people are like, I'm not opening the door. And crazy motherfuckers out there. And then Aaron opens the door.
Yep. And he kills him too.
Kills them both.
So then Nathan was arrested in North Lauderdale, where they also found Seraphine safe. I mean, I just can't imagine living through that, or not living, or trying to survive. Right. Yeah. I can't imagine that being my last few moments.
Filled with terror.
So Nathan has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of violating a protective order.
Because you said piece of paper doesn't stop a bullet or whatever he did to him.
And 1 count of interfering with custody. So obviously he didn't have rights to her at that time.
Well,
he's being held without bond, as he should be.
Well, that's at least the 4-year-old is safe, and I don't know what we would do at 6 o'clock in the morning if somebody's bloody, banging on the door, and there's a guy behind her with a knife. I mean, I imagine I would shoot him, but I imagine most people, I probably wouldn't be up at 6 in the morning, or I would just be going to bed. So I don't know.
I don't know either.
Genetics can be beautiful. Maybe you got your mom's eyes or her great skin, but genetics can also be a nightmare. I hear friends say, I got my mom's belly and love handles. Don't let genetics be the thing that holds you back from getting the body you deserve. Check out the Permanent Solutions by SONO BELLO. Our friends at SONO BELLO are offering you their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please make your appointment today. SONO BELLO doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal. What is micro fat laser removal? Micro laser fat removal is a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, wherever your problem areas are, the fat is gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that. But if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out SONO BELLO. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/RLRC. That's SONOBELLO.com/RLRC. Are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? I know Cyndi was, and if you're a woman, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living rent-free in our environment right now, found in our food, water, and even in our skincare products. These disruptors can wreak havoc on our hormones. Believe me, before Hormone Harmony, I watched Cyndi suffer. Not anymore. Hormone Harmony's formula, made only with herbal ingredients, have reduced Cyndi's hormonal symptoms, and it helps women of all ages. Then there are the natural hormonal changes our bodies face, such as menopause. While these processes are part of life, they don't have to be uncomfortable. The good news is that you don't have to suffer through it any longer. Hormone Harmony contains science-backed herbal extracts known as adaptogens designed to help the body cope with stressors, including those chaotic hormonal fluctuations that can disrupt your daily life. Whether it's PMS symptoms like irritability and cravings or menopause symptoms such as hot flashes and night sweats, Hormone Harmony can help with it all. Happy Mammoth, the creator of Hormone Harmony, is dedicated to improving women's lives by using only high-quality science-backed ingredients. They make no compromises on quality, ensuring that you receive the best support possible. This isn't just a supplement. It has become a phenomenon. Women are talking about it everywhere, with a bottle of Hormone Harmony sold every 24 seconds. And the most important benefit, women express feeling like themselves again. A sentiment echoed in over 30,000 positive reviews. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com. Don't forget to use the code RLRC for 15% off today. There's four, but check this out. We're going to not only stay in Florida where you just were, I'm going to do a real. It's time for Beast Mode. Panama City Beach.
Oh.
Right? So y'all, that's
to Panama City.
That's the river area of the South, right? That's where I went on my senior trip.
Me too.
And went on so many spring breaks, and we had the Blue Horizon cheap hotel. We
20 people.
We call it the Blue Hoe. And then they had the Kettle Restaurant where some swim might have dined and dashed at least once. And this is college days, spring break.
You can't do that these days. They post a picture of you
because they got video cameras everywhere.
I know.
But we'd go back then and go to spring break. We didn't have a place to stay. And we'd just go down there and drink all the way down there and sleep on the floors.
And you'd have to buy your beer local because the beer's half.
It's half the alcohol it is here, but we also got busted one time with like 20 cases of beer. The cops know you're coming down there. Yes. You're not supposed to bring it across state lines. And that's another story for another day. You really hurt a motherfucker's feelings when you take 20 cases of beer from them and give them a ticket. But Panama City Beach, beautiful little beach town, always busy during the summertime and everything. And just got a lot of great memories there. Yeah, one of my tattoos is from there, my die flag.
Really?
Yep, Panama City Beach. So anyway, let's go there. And on February 9th, it wasn't a very good day for Michael Arthur Fabian, who was 49, because he died at the Bay Medical Center in Panama Beach after he was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries because of what?
A shark?
No. This is a land shark. It was,
a girl beat him?
He got attacked by a dog.
Oh.
And so the Bay County Sheriff's Office said that it was investigating a dog attack on February 4th. And deputies, after they investigated, they ended up arresting the owner of the aggressive dog, quotations, for resisting them and animal control officers. And the dog owner was then charged with resisting officers and obstruction without violence. Now, look, if you know your dog killed a motherfucker, and I'm going to get into the details in a sec, your dog killed a motherfucker, you know the cops are coming.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick. Yeah. I get it. They're going to take your dog. I mean, it killed somebody. Yeah. Literally. Yeah. That's nothing compared to civil suit and everything else you got coming. They're going to take your dog. Why be a dick? Because you're not going to win.
Right.
So, but on February 5th, the officers identified Fabian as the victim and noting that he was in critical condition at the local hospital at the time. And the sheriff's office didn't immediately respond for more requests on information on. So, but WJHG reported earlier this month that, citing the incident report from the sheriff's office, that Fabian was outside with his dog and talking to a neighbor on February 4th, when the neighbor recalled a fight breaking out between Fabian's animal and another neighbor's pit bull.
Oh.
Gunner.
And you don't break those up.
The dog, yeah, right. The dog's name was Gunner. But they did break it up. So after the pair broke up the fight, Gunner left the scene. But then he returned and he attacked Favjon while biting his neck. So, I mean, that dog had to come up off the ground and get him by the neck. And, I mean, that's a kill. That's where the instinct. Yeah. You can't teach that, right? And while, I mean, he's biting him on the neck. Well, his owner calls him back inside, and evidently the dog obeys.
Okay.
I believe that. So
after he got his jugular and he's dead.
But somebody thankfully called 911, and around 5 p.m. the deputies responded to the scene and they gave CPR to Favjon before they sent him to the hospital. All right. Kind of hard to get CPR when you got a big ass hole in your neck.
Right.
But so then the Bay County Animal Control shows up, as they should, and they're like, "Hey, we got to get Gunner."
Yeah.
You know, he bit the motherfucker's neck off, right? Mm-hmm. And the dog's owner said, "Fuck you," and barricaded himself inside his house. Yeah. "You can't come in, motherfuckers. I'm shoving my couch in front of the door. You're not getting my dog." Right? Yeah. I don't ever, all these standoffs, so we used to do this before we went to stop the attack. You know? We used to have hostage negotiations and shit. I'm like, motherfucker, you know this isn't going to work out for you. Right? We're going to wear you out sooner or later.
Yeah.
But, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what kind of breed the dog is, but they say it also. They say the breed of the dog is not of great concern to us, but whether or not the dog or the owner had previously been warned or provided classification that their dog was a dangerous animal.
Right.
So Bay County Animal Control said in a statement to WJHG that they determined that the dog was a danger to the animal control officers and the community at large.
I guess so.
And guess what? They got old Gunner and they brought him in and they euthanized him. So, but Favjon died. And in his obituary, loved ones remembered him as the life of the party, no matter where he went, and as someone known for always making those around him laugh and smile. Guess what? He's got a little daughter and a son, and he's survived by his parents also, and a brother, and his fur baby, Beastie Boy.
Beastie Boy.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that Gunner didn't get the kids, you know.
They should.
But I wouldn't want a dog that I knew had killed somebody because, as you know, you tell stories.
Who would want that?
Well, but you tell stories all the time of, you know, non-violent dogs just turning on their owners.
Hey, let me tell you something. It's just like one of our children. I love my kids to death. We love our dogs to death. If one of my kids murders somebody, then they got to go to jail.
Right.
I mean, that's the way it happens.
Exactly.
And that means I'm not going to love them.
Right.
If my dog murders someone and they got to put him to sleep, fuck my dog.
Right.
And I feel bad about this dude that died.
Me too.
I mean, I feel bad about my dog. I love my dogs.
Yeah.
But don't be killing people.
I'm just saying, from Gunner's owner, if I knew that he had killed somebody, I would think, okay, well, when is he going to turn on me too?
I don't know. Maybe he thought because Gunner listened to him when he called him off. And I mean, he went so far as to barricade himself inside the house.
Yeah.
He was like, "Come in and get me, motherfuckers."
Oh my goodness.
We're here for Gunner. He killed a dude.
Exactly. A daddy and a son. Well, I think there's one thing that you like, and I'm going to tell a story about this.
All right.
And you always say this when people go to prison. Let's say a pedophile goes to prison.
Mm-hmm. Prison justice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, remember the Brazilian Christmas cake?
Yeah. She poisoned people.
A little bit spicy.
Yeah.
It had arsenic in it.
I eat that fruitcake shit or whatever it is.
Well, fruitcake mama has been found dead in her jail cell.
What?
Yes, we got some prison justice in there.
Like maybe she tried to smuggle in some of that fruitcake.
I mean, I hate to laugh about it, but my goodness, when you kill someone with a Christmas,
Tell us what happened.
So the woman accused of killing 3 relatives with an arsenic-laced Christmas cake, was found dead in her jail cell in Brazil.
Nice.
Diz Mara dos Anjos, who is 42 years old, had been in custody at the women's state prison in the southern Brazilian city of Guaíba since January, and she was alone in her jail cell, the police said.
I bet.
And the circumstances will be investigated by civil police and the General Institute.
Like they give a fuck. Yeah.
Her husband had asked for a divorce the day before she was discovered dead.
For sure.
So I think they're trying to make it look like she potentially, But
well, if suicide, she would have had to cut herself or hang herself. Or maybe she had some arsenic. And
maybe she did, because this Christmas cake that she served had 2,700 times the legal limit of whatever you can ingest of arson in this one cake.
Right. And she killed 3 people.
She killed 3 people. So the 3 people included Tatiana Denise Silva de Anjos, who was 43 years old, Maida Berenice Flores de Silva, who was 58 years old, and Nuesa Denise Silva dos Anjos, who was 65 years old. And she was also accused of poisoning 3 others. So 3 died and 3 others survived. But she denied anything to do with the murders or the attempted murders. But the police chief said that he researched that she did purchase the deadly poison 4 separate times, but she didn't do this. But she purchased the poison, and she put high concentrations of arsenic where in the flour, and now that was found in the victim's body of her bola de Natal cake. And it's just disgusting.
If you ever find me dead, test for arsenic in my tacos. Damn it, I've been feeling under the weather the last couple of days. What, you been poisoning me?
Baby, are you kidding me?
No.
I am definitely not poisoning you.
Oh, damn it.
I wouldn't be that stupid.
Well.
I've learned a few tricks from you.
Like the brucellosis, probably the Cindylosis.
That's what I can't believe you actually thought that.
But at some point, I had to think something.
At some point, I was afraid that you were thinking that.
Yeah, it's all right. I never thought you were trying to kill me. Not physically. Y'all making her make faces. I'm laughing.
You think I was mentally trying to kill you? Because I'm smarter and I got that mental brain power on you?
I'm shutting up. I'm going back to Florida, though. And it's kind of saying, finally get a little prison justice. Well, might be state justice. And you know what? I know a lot of you lifers hate when I say this, but I love a good death penalty. And Louisiana's cranking them back up. Did you know that?
Yes.
Landry signed 2 for next month.
Yes.
And then Landry signed 2 for next month, and they got more. They're supposed to schedule for May, and they're going to start using that nitrogen epoxy thing. But let's go to Florida. And then let me tell you why some motherfuckers don't deserve to breathe. Right? And I really, really hate they live on death row for all these years. But James Dennis Ford is now 64 years old. And he's been on death row, or he was on death row, for more than 25 years. And because in April of 1997, he murdered a married couple on a remote farm. Now, stick with me. I got a lot of detail I want to share about this. So he finally got the ultimate justice. So they said a Florida man convicted of killing a husband and wife in front of the couple's toddler was executed this week, right? James Dennis Ford, 64, died by a 3-drug lethal injection at 6:19 p.m. Thursday, February 13th at the Florida State Prison in Rayford, Florida. Now, let me tell you what he did. Well, I always love this. I mean, I guess I'm just twisted.
With the last meals?
Not only last meals, but last words more specifically. So moments before his execution, he declined to speak any last words, but he did make a final written statement to be read, which is unusual because, I'll cover most of these. And guess what it said? Hugs, prayers, and love. God bless everyone. Right? I hope he got his shit straight before because he went to see either meet his maker or he went downstairs. But his final appeal had been denied by the Supreme Court. It was like 2 days before. And his attorneys tried to say that Ford had an intellectual disability and should be put to death. People do what they do, right? Yeah. So he had been on death row for more than 25 years following the murders of Gregory Malnory and 26-year-old Kimberly Malnory, who were on a fishing trip at a remote farm in Southwest Florida with their 22-month-old daughter. Wait till you hear what happened to her. It's really going to piss you off, but there's no crying in podcasts.
Oh, gosh.
And so the cops said Ford first attacked Gregory, shooting him with a rifle, beating him, and slitting his throat, as if shooting him with a rifle.
It wasn't enough.
He then, this dude's a winner. Ford then raped and beat Kimberly before fatally shooting her, right? Okay. And guess what? The daughter witnessed the attack while seated in the back seat of the couple's truck. And this is all according to the court records in the USA Today. About 18 hours later, the toddler was found by farm workers. The toddler was still strapped in the car and covered in blood and bug bites. Can you believe that? And of course, she was dehydrated. Now, court records state that Ford initially told investigators that the couple were alive the last time he saw them, but he was eventually linked to the crime scene through DNA, and his rifle was found in a nearby ditch. But the motive remains unclear. Evidently, he wanted to rape him. The couple's daughter, Miranda Malnory, recently spoke with WBBH and says she has no recollection of the murders, thank God. Yeah. And only learned how her parents died when she was 13. Poor baby. It said, quotations, technically, my worst enemy is the person who did this, but I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Now, she wasn't present for the execution, but her paternal grandmother, Connie Ankeny, was. And she said, I hope he burns in hell. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And according to the Sarasota Herald Tribune, Gregor's co-worker remembered him as an all-American good old boy who loved to hunt and fish. Well, fuck.
Sounds like somebody else
Sounds like me, but I ain't killing and raping.
Well, no, it also sounds like Scott Peterson, just a great guy.
Oh, yeah, right. So as for Kimberly, they're talking about Gregory the victim.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm
Gregory the victim. And Kimberly was described by her stepmom as someone who has had a vivacious, bubbly, talkative personality. So, and Ford was the first executed in Florida in 2025 and the fourth in the U.S. And guess what? They're lining them up now, at least in Louisiana. And y'all, you heard me talk about Gerald Bordelon being the last one executed here in Louisiana for raping his almost stepdaughter and leaving her naked on Amy Riverbank, and told me straight up he would do it again when he gets out. And he waived all his rights to appeals. And then Knucklehead, the governor, got in and never told anybody he was against the death penalty until he was on his way out 8 years later, but he did a moratorium. Now, Jeff Landry, our new governor, used to be the attorney general, used to fight the old governor, saying it's illegal. You can't do this. You can't stop these executions. The courts have ordered, whatever. Anyway, they're lining them up. Not the first guy, not the second guy, but I think the third guy that's going to be executed is the second longest running inmate on death row in Louisiana. He's the one that he and his lover kidnapped and murdered, that raped all night long and murdered that little boy on the banks of the Amite River,
Oh, yeah.
just like Gerald Bordelon. That
Yeah.
motherfucker's been there like 48 years, 49 years, living on death row. His partner in crime died on death row from old age.
And the appeal, is it because of the appeals process?
Yes,
or?
absolutely. And then you get people in that don't, you know what? You want to run for public office, be transparent,
Honest.
be honest.
Yes.
When they ask you if you're against the death penalty, if you're against it, say, yeah, I'm against it. And I'm the governor. It's not going to fucking happen. Guess what? You probably wouldn't have got elected governor, John Bell Edwards. Yeah. And I know his brother was longtime Sheriff Tangipahoa. And Bell Edwards is an Army veteran and everything else. He's a good dude, but don't get in there and hide your shit. And this is not political. I mean, if you're for the death penalty, say it. If you're not for it, say it. Because it certainly is going to make
a difference in the vote.
And somebody's the vote.
Absolutely.
Like Woody Overton's.
Exactly.
And those motherfuckers need to go to Murder Bayou. I know people are against it, but you haven't seen what I've seen and you haven't dealt what I've dealt with. If it was one of yours look, it's not like doing a drive-by and shooting somebody and getting a death penalty. These are motherfuckers that are raping and torturing and just doing the most inhumane shit possible to these victims. You talked about that girl earlier.
Yeah.
What are the last seconds like? Mm-hmm. Holy fuck. These people, what are your last hours like?
Yeah.
That woman, I mean, he shot and beat the husband and then slit his throat. And then she has to watch it, and he turns around and rapes her.
Yeah.
But she's thinking maybe he's telling her, if you don't fight, I'll let you live.
Right.
And when he gets done, he slits her throat and shoots her too.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Right.
Fuck him.
I know.
Hugs.
But
love.
Let me ask you this, because this is something that I go back and forth with, is if they do get right with God, then they're going to heaven. And that means their worldly hell is ending. Like, why can't we you know what I mean? Like, I'm totally for it, but then they're going to go off and feel that love that you felt when Jesus held you.
Okay. That's between them and Jesus. That's not yours to judge.
I know.
And not mine to judge. And I don't care what they do. I care that the law of the land got carried out and they got sent to the ultimate justice for the horrific crimes that they did.
Yeah.
If they straight and then they get to live in bliss, and that's great. Whatever. That's between them. Judge not lest you be judged.
Oh, I get that, but like you always say, you wonder if the people that are what if you're getting murdered in such a way, like that poor woman that's been chased around the neighborhood, what if she wasn't right with God and she didn't have even time to get right with God? You know,
what if frogs' ass lasted broke every time it jumped? I've talked with you about this forever.
I know.
And I already know what happens on that. And it's in my book, Jesus Help Me.
Yeah.
I know what happens because I always wondered that last second if they weren't. Because most people that get murdered are high-risk victims.
Yeah.
But I'm getting off this kick because I'm going to get fired up. All right?
Okay.
And so that's it. Y'all, hashtag Justice for Haley. Please continue to like and share. Miss Barbara Blunt. If somebody knows something, call it in and you can remain anonymous. Thank you for Patreon and Convicts, and hope you're enjoying all your bonus stuff. And we got something that's really kind of dramatic. We're going to be putting up on Haley's, the video of it. But it needs to be shown.
Okay.
Everybody else get to hear the audio, but you just see the video. It's something. It was what they sent me last week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I got to talk to Miss Barbara. Maybe that'll be this week. I'm not sure yet. Or it's definitely be by the next week.
Yeah.
So, thank you to all our sponsors, and we just love all y'all. And if you want Real Life Real Crime and this many entities to sponsor you, message Cyndi, or you or your business. Message Cyndi, CYNDI at realliferealcrime.com. And she's got the full package of everything you could ever want to dream to know about what markets and who's listening and, whatever, all that business podcast shit.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we're getting out of here. Holler at y'all next time or tomorrow. And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
Talk to you later. Peace.
Owning a boat comes with a number of perks, like being able to say ahoy or land ho and not feel weird about it. So here's another perk. Geico's boat insurance offers access to the largest towing fleet on the water. And with specialist support from agents that are as passionate about boating as you are, there's so much value that you'll want to say, shiver me timbers, and not feel weird about that either. Get more with Geico.